Hi, in this video we will see how to use iterator to traverse through an array list. So we will see this by having one example. So inside the main class we will create one array list and we will create few employee objects and store the employee objects into array list. Then we use the iterator to traverse through the array list, that is iterate the array list. So we have one employee class here. It has two instance variables, id and name, and we have getter methods for these instance variables, and we have a parameterized constructors. We have parameterized constructor. Also we have this class is having hash code and equals method. Now let us go to the main class, and inside the main method we create an array list employee list equal to new array list. We need to import the array list and list because they belong to java.util. Okay, so now we have done that part. Next thing is we need to create few employee objects. Employee e1 equal to new employee, and we have to pass the employee id and name as arguments to this constructor. We create few more employee objects. E2 and id as 102, name as Ravi, and E3 employee E3 equal to new employee id as 103, name as Praveen. Then employee E4 equal to new employee id as 104 and name as Rose. Now we store all these employee objects into the employee list array list. Employee list dot add, and we pass e1. We store all these employee objects into the array list. Right. Once it is done, we will get the iterator object. We get the iterator object from this array list. So we'll see how to get the iterator objects. So now we have stored all the employee objects into the array list. What we can do now is we get the iterator object. Iterator equal to I equal to employee list dot iterator. There is a method called iterator. This method will return iterator object. So now we got the iterator object, but we need to import because iterator class actually belongs to java.util package, so we have to import that. So now we have done that. Now what we can do, we can use the iterator has two important methods. One is next and has next. So has next method will return boolean, so we can use the while loop to use the has next method. So this has next method will check whether if there is any object available, if there any next object available. If it is there, then it will return true. If there is no object available next, then it will return false. So If it is returning true, then the loop will, the code inside the loop, inside these curly braces will get executed. So what we do here is we will retrieve the employee object. Okay. If the hash next is true, returns true, then we will get the employee object. How to get it? We can use the next method of the iterator. So next method will return the type object type. So we need to cast it to employee object. Okay, so we need to cast it. So how to cast it? So this is how we can cast it to employee. Okay, so once we have cast down it, now we can print the value. So use the system.out.println, system.out.println, and print the name of the employee. So how to do that? E dot get name. So it will print the name of the employee. So what we have done here is we have we retrieved the iterator object by calling the iterator method of the array list, which will return the iterator for the employee list array list. Once we get that one, we use the hash next method to iterate through it. So we can iterate through and traverse this array list and get the object at a time, then display the value. So hash next will return true if it finds a next object. If next object is available, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. If it is returning true, it will go inside the loop and loop get executed. So we call that next method of the iterator, which will return the object. So we downcast it to employee. Then we got the employee object. Now we can print the name of the employee object. So it will iterate through the array list. So this is how we can use the iterator. So now what we do is, let us run this code and see the output. Okay, so we will run this code now. See, it prints the names Kumar, Ravi, Praveen, and Rose. Okay, so this is how we can use iterator to